You can think about a time of tremendous community and technological renaissance, where we finally be able to, solve our environmental problems, because we do have these global regimes that are enforced, as well as create, knowledge available worldwide to the less developed countries of the earth, maybe through a free worldwide web of teaching and so on, and industrial processes. We can finally get, sub-Saharan Africa to join at least the middle income, if not begin to approach the high income nation team. We could have an era of expansion of knowledge and an exploration of the universe, which often happens during these first turnings. That was our last fourth turning. Last spring season was when we finally were able to launch, the Apollo program. We're out to go to the moon. This was the period when some of our greatest public, civically oriented technological achievements occurred, which actually weren't just exploration of technology, though they were that as well, but there were also things which actually benefited everybody, and also infrastructure that benefited everybody. I would say in the last 30, 40 years, all of our commercial inventions, which we tout about being so productive, like my cell phone and everything else, are all personal, right? We do nothing that actually enhances our public interaction, right? Our public life, which is why all of our zero or negative productivity sectors of our economy all have this social dimension: education, healthcare, construction, neighborhood development and planning, and you just go down the list, right? The social services, and that's why standard of living declines for most people. It's not because they can't paper their walls with flat screen TVs; those are getting cheaper. What do they complain about? Why do they say their standard of living is no longer rising? Health insurance, education, housing, right? And these are all social activities, right? These aren't just a more efficient gadget. And I think that aspect of life, about becoming more satisfying social experience and a more community-oriented experience. And I talk a lot about that in the last chapter, about how much of what the first turning promises on the other side of a fourth turning is a sense of belonging that is almost pathologically absent in today's societies. We talk, Angus Deaton talks about midlife deaths of despair, and we talk about the epidemic of loneliness, the paralyzing unhappiness that people feel about not belonging to anything today. This is a problem hugely solved in the fourth turning, right? Now, like every turning, nothing's perfect. There will be complaints about how that problem is solved. You understand it? There's always a new tension that's introduced, right? But that problem, which besets us all today, and I think millennials most of all, what do millennials always complain about? FOMO. I mean, if there's one generation that really wants to be able to interact more constructively and effectively with its peers, it's that generation. So these problems are solved. And that's what I try to do in this book, to walk through the social process by which that happens.